Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, vastly intelligent small yellow teddy bears, and others, however you identify, I couldn't care less. While I'm talking about things I couldn't care less about, it's the arrogant, ignorant, untrained opinions of children, like Frost, aka Face IQ. This is a boy who, for some reason, thinks himself to be an expert in health science, despite having no background in science of any kind, not enough years to even remotely have the wisdom to know where his level is. But nonetheless, he thinks his opinion is worth hearing. And apparently, so does Marcus for some reason. And whoever Marcus is offside here is the seed oil bro. That doesn't bode well, does it? Already. Anywho, Marcus I've spoken to a couple of times. He seems to be a sensible young man, and I suspect he'll throw one or two reasonable challenges at Face IQ during this discussion. We'll see. Shall we? The only reason I'm doing this, by the way, I couldn't care less for this boy's opinion. I'm doing this because a number of you asked me to do it. Okay, well, here we go. Let's respond to Face IQ, aka Frost, and his opinions about health science as it relates to diet in some way. Hosted by Marcus Young. Good.
Yo.
What's up, Frost?
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Good.
Good, man.
Fructose IQ.
Bro,
You mean low IQ?
I want to
How
hear.
you guys
You should tell us like what prompted the change and
Yeah,
everything.
right. So for those that don't know, Frost, aka Face IQ, was promoting a sensible dietary approach, as is quite common, and has now suddenly got a chubby for Paul Solid I don't know dick about fuck, somehow, which is also quite common. And now he's off talking about fruit and honey being great for you and stuff. Ergo, you're an imbecile. It's really all you need to know. An untrained, vacuous, empty-headed imbecile with many opinions, but no science background. Anyway, let's hear it.
Thing.
Okay. Well, I would say like
By the way, this is a boy whose channel is mostly concerned with physical appearance entirely, the beautification of yourself, all of this nonsense, mewing and whatever else, I think, as far as I'm aware. Anyway, he's so proud of his appearance that he's not showing his face on camera throughout this discussion, it seems. Interesting.
it's kind of more outcome focused. So I've been seeing a lot of really bad outcomes in my community and for myself.
Probably because you've been giving them false advice that's contraindicated coming from a place of ignorance, I would suggest.
Okay.
Yeah, so
And they're stupid enough to follow your advice, despite the fact that you have absolutely no basis, no qualifications, and no background, wisdom, or experience that would remotely set you up in a place where it's appropriate for you to be giving anybody advice on health science. Frost / low IQ.
I'm out of breath. Well, no.
Yeah, out of breath, just sitting there. Good. I wonder what's going on there, son.
It's probably all the carbs are killing me.
Yes, I would say so. It's the thing about toxins like carbs. It's like, well, it's the dose that makes the poison on anything, isn't it? Too much of anything will kill you, including carbs. Yeah.
All the glycation in my lungs, bro. Fuck. I mean, like,
Stop pissing around with everything on the screen, Marcus, for goodness sake. Get it set up before you start the stream and be ready. Just a hint.
people were really getting on large scale, like very cold hands and feet.
No, they're not. That's a lie. Complete nonsense.
Right.
Maybe they are in your community. I don't know what you've been telling them, and I really don't care. But at the end of the day, carnivores are not getting cold hands and feet en masse at any scale. It's just simply not happening. Sorry about that. Not sorry. It's just some shit you made up.
I think it became clear to me how, well, firstly, I think the diet's really gay.
Oh, well, that settles it then. Of course. Don't do carnivore, everybody, because it's very gay. This is a boy that wants us to take him seriously as a commentator on health science. Are we done? Do we need to watch the rest of this? I've started, so I'll finish, but for goodness sake, there it is. Child.
Because you're only eating red meat. Like,
Oh, it's gay because you're only eating red meat. Well, number one, carnivores are not only eating red meat, they're eating a bunch of other things as well, including fat, which is very important, by the way. And no amount of eating red meat or fat or animal products will make you gay, under the assumption that being gay is a bad thing.
I think that's super gay.
It's super gay. It's not just gay, it's super gay. All right. Well, we're done. Your credibility is in the toilet. You're an absolute buffoon. You're a child. Frost/low IQ. You're also a coward, by the way, because I've invited you to discuss this with me face to face. And you ran away with shit in your pants. You called me an authoritarian in an email, which is absolutely ridiculous, son, because I'll tell you what, I'm a libertarian. The furthest thing from an authoritarian that there is. Okay? So you can't even get that right. Wow. What an imbecile. What an absolute imbecile. What a low IQ imbecile. With an ego problem, clearly. Which life will sort out for you at some point. I'm sure it will. In the meantime, though, it's good grist for our humour mill, isn't it, boys and girls? Let's hear more of Frost/low IQ's exalted opinions on about how gay the diet is. Go on. I can feel myself turning as I listen.
Just like first principles.
You're eating meat.
First principles, you're eating meat, that makes you gay. Good. That's good application of first principles, son. Excellent. I wish I was as smart as you are, Face IQ. Sadly, I'm not, though. It must be all that authoritarianism that I don't have. Oh, my word.
No, because it's so like, it's so like, I don't know, serotonergic, definitely like just.
According to whom, on the basis of what? He's just said that eating a meat-only diet, which is not what we're doing, is gay because first principles. And now he's saying it's serotonergic. Okay, son, on the basis of what? According to whom?
Eating the same thing every single day.
How is that
Doesn't even
serotonergic?
lie.
Good question, Marcus.
How is that serotonergic?
Yeah, good point.
Explain yourself.
Yes, indeed. Explain yourself, Bullhead.
Because it's very repetitive. It's sort of
All right, it's repetitive, so it's serotonergic. That's some good logic. I wish I understood science as well as you did, Face IQ. I mean, low IQ. I mean, no IQ. / Frost. Oh, fuck me sideways. Oh, I'm going to have fun with this, I'm sure.
like you're taking. It's like
What are we, 1 minute and 30 seconds in, and it's already clear that you're a complete fucking waste of oxygen, son. Without the scrap of credibility scientifically. You probably know some big words that you've taught yourself, like serotonergic. But you don't even know what that is, do you, son? Or whether or not eating meat is serotonergic. And if it is, whether that's a bad thing or not. And if so, how so? Why so? According to whom? On the basis of what? I wonder why you didn't want to come and have a chat with me face to face to deal with this. Must be that authoritarianism I have going on still.
when you, let's say you have to walk to school, right? And it's like taking the same path every day instead of taking like the
Unlike you, son, it's been quite a while since I went to school. Okay?
scenic route. It's like very, it doesn't even align with how I live life, like doing the same thing every day in that sort of way.
Sure.
Do you mean serotonergic, like it releases and creates serotonin?
Yeah, good question.
It's
That's what
no,
that
it's
means.
like it's aligned with like the observed characteristics of someone in that state, like an SSRI zombie type of vibe.
Oh my God, are you serious? He is. That's the problem. He takes himself seriously, and so do 170,000 fanboys who are probably quite gay. He does look quite feminine. Yeah, that's just an opinion. It seems we're all giving opinions for the sake of it. That's my opinion. It doesn't have to be anybody else's, and I don't care, actually, whether he looks feminine or not. It's no skin off my dick either way. Nonetheless, I think we're getting a very clear picture here on the level of credibility of this absolute spunk bubble, aren't we? What a shit smear this boy is.
Right.
Does that make sense?
No, I get
No, it doesn't. You're right, Marcus. It does not.
what you mean. Yeah.
I get what you mean, says Marcus, but what he's actually saying without saying it there is, no, that doesn't make any sense at all, you absolute retard.
That's only one piece of it. Like, that's not obvious. That's just like many things came together at once to where I'm like, this is not.
Remember in our generation, people that are around about my age, remember when they actually used to teach people how to speak English? And we used to actually learn how to speak English? And we used to speak English? Remember that? That was awesome. The good old days. These days you can say whatever you like, because everybody's opinion's valid, isn't it? Like eating meat is gay and serotonergic. And Bart K's an authoritarianist or an authoritarianismist or something. None of which is true, any of it. Okay, good. Doesn't matter though, because you've said your opinion, and it doesn't matter if it's true or not, because you've said your opinion. Which, by the way, is just like an anal orifice, and that almost everybody's got one, and it's full of shit.
This is retarded.
It's retarded. Let's get in the technical terms while we're at it.
Okay.
I think we're getting a clear picture on which one of us is retarded, though, aren't we, kids?
What
So,
outcomes
like,
have you seen? Like,
yeah, the outcomes I've seen is
Is that a question? If it isn't, why the upward inflection? Is that one of those learning how to speak English things again?
I've looked through a lot of blood work.
Oh, have you though? Have you looked through a lot of blood work at your tender young age? And if you have looked at it, what training have you had in interpreting blood work in any way? From whom? I should invite my friend Stephen Thomas, who's, among other things, has been a professional phlebotomist for a number of years. He really has looked at a lot of blood work, and he really does understand it from a very good scientific biochemical framework. Perhaps I'll have this discussion with him at some point and ask him whether he agrees with you that eating red meat is gay and serotonergic. I don't think he will. But we'll ask him anyway, because he's the expert in phlebotomy, and you're not, are you?
like very consistently lower
Stop pissing around with everything on your screen, Marcus, for God's sake.
T3. Very, very low hormones in general, like low free
Low according to whom, on the basis of what? And what are the ramifications of that in terms of outcomes?
T, low total T, high prolactin, high estrogen. LDL, sometimes I've seen a community member with 450 LDL. Which,
So what? And by the way, why in one sentence are you talking about 700 different things all at once? None of which are actually really particularly relevant to each other. It's just, I was going to say brain dump, but that would require you've actually got a functioning brain cell. Maybe it's just a dump. You're just taking a tremendous dump. That'll be a load off your mind. I'm glad that you feel that it's worthwhile for people to hear your opinions, though.
the idea from carnivores is like sort of
Yes, all carnivores. We all have the same ideas on everything. Yes, you're right.
prove to us that all these markers are bad on carnivore.
No, that's not how it works. The people making the claim are the ones who are responsible to prove that there's a problem. I, for one, don't feel particularly serotonergic or gay. I'm fiercely ungay, personally. I don't care if you're gay, whoever you might be, dear viewer. I have no interest in your gayness. However, I'm fiercely not gay, despite eating a lot of red meat. So perhaps I'm an outlier.
But I think that's from like a place of
Put a comment under the video. Let us all know how gay you all are. All you gay meat eaters. All you retarded gay meat eaters who are serotonergic and authoritarian like me.
not being open-minded because
That's what you need to do. Be open-minded. Thank you, Mr. Low IQ. Never mind discipline, common sense, the application of proper epistemological standards within the field of so-called health science. Never mind any of that. That's all rubbish, isn't it? All we need to do is be open-minded. By the way, do open-minded people make comments like saying something is gay? Don't know. I just don't understand anymore. I wish I understood.
I think when you look at carnivore blood work with an open mind, you're like, okay,
Oh, let's look at it with an open mind. Never mind looking at it with any factual basis. I love this approach. This is awesome.
The thyroid doesn't look so good.
According to whom? On the basis of what? I thought you said you were all about outcomes, affect. Now you're talking about bloods, as if you know anything about them.
Testosterone panel doesn't look so good. We have
According to whom, on the basis of what?
super high iron levels. Those
I wonder why this guy didn't want to come and have a debate with me. Maybe it's because he's super gay and retarded. Let's go with that.
those can
Rejection,
oxidize poof in the body as well when it's super high. Like
Oh, you're super high. That's a very, very scientific statement. Super high, isn't it? Super high, according to whom, on the basis of what? You ridiculous shit smear. What?
this picture is forming where it's
Which picture's that, son?
not
The picture on your screen instead of your actual image on the video. Because you're so proud of your appearance and stuff.
something I see as optimal on a large scale.
Who cares what you see as optimal, boy? You're a child. You have no training, no background, no basis of understanding of this material whatsoever. You have a lot of opinions and a serious ego problem. That's a shame for you. You're also probably quite gay and, I don't know, retarded, I would suggest. You'd have to be.
Scale.
Oh.
Maybe it's me that's the problem because of my authoritarianism.
Okay. Right. But like, what do you think, like these,
See, he's struggling for even how to challenge that because actually, Mr. Low IQ said absolutely dick there. He talked for several minutes, made a bunch of ridiculous statements that were just laughable, as I've pointed out, but he actually didn't say anything. Well done for holding it together, Marcus. Good work.
these optimal
That's probably because you're not gay.
biomarkers are based around people on a standard diet? Like the establishment of what's optimal, like the ranges, let's say LDL.
Very sensible approach. Right. So normal refers to population eating a standard diet. And who says normal is optimal? Good point. Love it.
Or T3 or free testosterone are based around people on standard diet. Like it's not representative of the carnivore population,
Awesome. Good. So we're done with that then, aren't we?
But we all have inferences about, let's say like testosterone for men, the ideal range is,
According to, before you even say what it is, according to whom, on the basis of what? Son.
300 to 800.
Right.
But then we want to be optimal. We would never have an issue with having 1,000 because we understand
No, you don't understand dick about fuck, boy. You're a child.
what hormone.
You're a mental midget. You're a silly little boy with an ego problem, a very serious ego problem. I've seen it before, and I'll probably see it again. This is Joey Mark II. Only this boy's actually not even as bright as Joey. Probably a bit more gay.
Hormones are kind of things, if we're trying to be optimal, we probably want a little higher or lower.
Or not, because you know nothing about this son whatsoever. So your protestations about what you think is optimal are based on absolute ignorance. They're just your opinion. Good.
Than the standard population. So if the cortisol range is on the standard population, then on carnivore you have twice that cortisol chronically, which that's actually competing for all the same precursors of all your protective hormones like testosterone.
Okay, so protective hormones, stress hormones, they're both value judgment statements. They're both labels applied to the name of hormone, those hormones being nothing of the sort. All hormones exist because there is a reason for them. They have a role to play. They are released by the body at the appropriate time according to the evil machinations of the homeostatic mechanism. This is just theological noise. It's actually very ignorant too. It's incredibly ignorant. I'm stunned that even a low IQ person like yourself, Mr. Low IQ, could actually possibly scrape the bottom of the barrel this early in the discussion. Well, you're not really scraping the bottom of the barrel because you've already blown it out by calling a meat diet gay, haven't you? Dickwad.
Testosterone, DHEA, etc. It's a steal. The pregnenolone steal is how it's referred to. So
By whom? On what basis?
if you're if you have lots of adrenaline and cortisol, and that's more than the standard population, I'd say that would actually.
But I don't. And neither do many carnivores have particularly elevated levels of any of those things, according even to the standard normative values. So once again, I must be an outlier. Maybe it's just because I'm an authoritarian and gay, apparently, because I eat a lot of meat. That makes me gay, according to this clown. Remember?
Further my point.
Okay.
So why would the downstream effects be the same?
I'm not used to being challenged. Oh, my word. Love it. Love it. What a tard. What an absolute fucking tard this boy is. Anyone that's subbed to Mr. Low IQ here, well, that's Darwin in action, frankly. If you've got any intelligence whatsoever, you'll realize after watching this video, perhaps, how stupid this boy is. And you'll probably unsub immediately and come and sub to myself. Marcus and Seed Oil Boy seems to be reasonable so far until he says seed oils are good. Then he's dead to us. We're just waiting for that. I hope you're not going to say that, though. Let's see. I can't wait.
Granting twice the cortisol level, which I have not.
What? Technical difficulties.
Observed. Why would the downstream effects of that be the same on somebody? Understand what I'm saying?
Oh wait, you're cutting out a bit for me, I think.
Yes, he is cutting out a bit. Nonetheless, he asked you the question perfectly clearly the first time, and you said, because you had no answer to it. The question's still the same, and it is, why would you expect the downstream effects of any of the things that you're talking about to be the same in a carnivore eating population as they are in a standard population? Pretty fair challenge, really. Let's hear your answer.
Yeah, it's for me too.
Okay.
Shoot. Well, so say we grant twice the cortisol level in a carnivore person, right?
Which we're not doing, by the way. We're not granting that at all. But let's say you find a carnivore person who does have twice the average population level of any of the things you've been talking about, say cortisol. Yep.
Without the symptomology.
That's right, without any symptomology. Good.
Why would the downstream effects of that be the same? Why wouldn't it be fundamentally a different profile? Like, why?
There you go. Fair question.
Why would that maybe not be a new baseline? I mean, again, I've not seen this chronic cortisol elevation.
Well, yeah, so that's something where the symptomology is paired from what I've observed. And by the way,
from what you've observed, in what setting? You're not a scientist. You're not a scientist, arsehole. You're fixated on arsehole, I'd suggest. But nonetheless, you're not a scientist, one. So you haven't observed dick, some. About fuck. You're making noise again. Answer the man's question.
like, what's interesting is I would say I might have the most data out of many people on Carnivore because I've had a community for about a year coaching Carnivore.
Oh, a whole year. So you've got more data than anybody else, have you, son? Where is that published? Oh, fucking nowhere, because you're not a scientist, nor the arsehole of one. You're a boy with an ego problem and many opinions, none of which seem to be valid so far. Nonetheless, good point earlier on, we're all gay and retarded. Wish we could be as ungay and unretarded as you are, buffhead.
And around 3,000 people have cycled through it.
Oh, 3,000 people. Holy shit, son. 3,000 people in 1 year? I've been consulting with people about health for longer than you've been alive. Boy. But of course, you've got more data than I have, even though I've actually published quite a few papers with data in them on various topics of health science. Have you? Gay data, of course, is what I've published. Gay retarded data. If I was as ungay and manly and unretarded as you are, I could just make some shit up and say I've got 3,000 sets of data, which aren't published anywhere. And that proves me, the gay authoritarian, absolutely wrong. Of course it does. Good.
And I was like coping, like when I'm being open-minded, bro, people do not.
Open-minded, bro. The thing about open-mindedness, when it's taken to the nth degree, son, is that when the door is open, any old shit can be shoveled through that door. And it seems pretty much like any old shit has been shoveled through that door pretty firmly. And you're wallowing around in that shit right now, as happy as a pig in said shit, feeling oh so superior and oh so full of knowledge and experience at your tender young age. You ridiculous fucking spunk bubble. And you feel like it's worthwhile you spouting that mindless, childlike opinion to your gay retarded fanboy club. Anyone who's subbed to Low IQ Boy here, who's not gay and retarded, perhaps you should stop doing that. It reflects poorly on you and your family and your country and the universe at large. It really does. If you don't like me, I couldn't give two fucks. Sub to Marcus. He's sensible so far. I'm not sure about Seed Oil Boy yet. Still. He seems okay. Let's hear some more.
I'll have a good experience on this diet from my experience. Like,
my experience says this boy. No, you don't have any experience. Fuck off.
you know, the adherence is damn near unapplicable. Like, it's very hard for a person to actually stick to it because it's so unintuitive.
No, it isn't. That's just your opinion again. False.
It's so restrictive. It's like,
No, it's not restrictive. I'll tell you what's restrictive. Restrictive is living a life which is foreshortened in terms of your lifespan and foreshortened in terms of your health span during that foreshortened lifespan because of a diet that's inappropriate for your speciation. That's pretty restrictive. I prefer the longest possible lifespan and health span myself, and probably the best way of optimizing the odds of that are around doing the right thing by yourself in terms of diet and several other things as well. By the way, if you're hearing a lot of, or even any amount of sound disturbance on my audio, I apologize for that. I'm currently sitting in a metal box outside in the yard because my house is full of people and it's absolutely fucking pissing down because we're copping the tail end of a tropical cyclone at the moment. It's not windy yet, but I'll let you know if it starts getting hairy. Anyway, tell us more about being gay and retarded.
I can't eat fruits, ripe fruits anymore. I have to limit dairy because of casomorphines.
You don't have to do anything, son. Well, except pay taxes and die at some point. Everything you do is a choice. That's the libertarian in me coming out. See, that proves my point about not being an authoritarian. If I was an authoritarian, I'd tell you what you have to do. I haven't done that. I did suggest to you in an email that you had 48 hours to book a debate with myself live on camera where you could actually defend yourself or try to. You chose not to do that because you are a pussy, in fact, with probably low T. I would suggest. You're probably actually quite gay, and that's why you're actually projecting that onto others who eat meat. Like Frank Tafanis, he eats a lot of meat, doesn't he? Yeah. Anyway, that's for another day. Go on, though. Go on, tell us more.
Oh, I can't even eat chicken because of PUFA. Like, it's barely even applicable. But then among the people that follow it,
Of course, the ramifications of your choice, your absolute choice, not to come and face me face to face and have a discussion with me, is that you now have to sit through. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to do that. You don't have to watch this video. Couldn't give a shit if you don't. Quite a few people will watch it, though, probably, even though I'm going to put it on one of my minor channels because I'm working with a consultant on my main channel right now who doesn't want this kind of thing on my main channel while he's doing the fixing it up thing. Nonetheless, quite a few people will see this and they'll see just how gay and retarded you are, won't they? Mr. Gay and Retarded.
but it's like a 50% of people even feel okay. Like 50% of people.
Like 50%. According to whom, on what basis? Is this part of that data that you've got that none of the rest of us have access to? You fucking ridiculous little boy.
My experience, have an actual
Bet you anything you like.
health issue.
Yeah.
And when the goal here is like helping people fix their health, I mean, you know.
Okay.
Again, did you say anything there? Or did you just say words? We're waiting for you to say something.
Well, and from talking with you, your approach was definitely the most restrictive I think I've seen.
See, that's the thing about these buffheads that want to be the most extreme of everything. Like, Spheriae, aka Gotus, for example. When he was a vegan, he was the most extreme vegan there was. Also a bit stabby, allegedly, in high school days. Also allegedly, very, very serious assault on a partner of his at some point. Allegedly. Very extreme behavior. And then he decided to be carnivore. Now he has to be the most extreme carnivore anywhere because that's his thing, being the most extreme. So you didn't even get the most extreme, Mr. Low IQ, did you? You got to be not as extreme as Spheriae, aka Gotus, Goatus, whatever. Don't even know how to pronounce it. Couldn't give two fucks how to pronounce it. It's a bit of a fail, really. You're not a trendsetter. You're a follower. You're a beta boy. That's sad. That's sad for you. Are you a pitcher or a catcher? I reckon you're a catcher myself, personally. But that's for another day.
True.
I mean, all like you recommended
Whoever's clicking, fucking stop it.
raw, like very tight.
Is that you see it all, boy? Knock it off. It's me being authoritarian again. For those that don't get it, this is all an act. For God's sake. Is it possible to be that stupid that you can't see this is all an act on my part? Pretending to be much more grumpy than I really am. I couldn't give two fucks what this boy's opinion is. This is for your guys' entertainment because you asked me to do it. Okay? So I'll play the part.
I mean, your previous diet was a lot more restrictive than what I recommend, or what.
Well, okay, Mr. Seagull boy, why are you recommending anything either? On what basis?
Yeah, definitely. That's like why. Also, I think the whole.
You said I think. That's funny. No, you don't.
I actually think like, and it's
No, you actually don't.
something I propagated, like the whole obsession with what's optimal.
Well, hang on, weren't you just talking about what's optimal in your opinion? Again with the projection. Perhaps if you actually did think, before you opened your rancid, pustulous, excrement-filled gob, you mightn't be quite so fucking stupid. So obviously stupid. Never mind. It's your funeral.
Is like very mentally unhealthy, and I think it's like
Yes, mentally unhealthy. Good.
it's not even applicable for like people you're coaching as well.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, my diet approach for a while has been like,
What is it with young people saying like? And literally. We have punctuation. It's not pronounced. Okay?
eat mostly meat, and I do think fruits are appropriate
No, they're not.
in the right amount. But when,
Well, that's zero, ideally. You can get away with a small amount of fruit, absolutely. Most people can, to some degree or another. But a whole bunch of fruit's not appropriate, not at all.
when we think about like the fruits we've eaten in the past, it's very different to the fruits we have available now, and especially seasonally and environmentally dependent. And how many, like,
Why did those fruits change?
well, it's because
Because of selective breeding. Do you not even know that?
it's more appealing to people because of
Wait, but who changed them?
Yeah, people do.
the people.
What's your point? What point are you trying to make there?
People, so humans.
Dude, there's a
changed them.
historical precedent for it.
Yeah. So humans, in nature, did they breed the fruits to be more like fibrous and fatty or more sugary?
No, more sugary, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that just
So, what's your point?
goes against all of the, Darwinian evolutionary principles that you always like to refer to, like,
It doesn't, though. Where'd you get that idea from, Marcus?
how long have we been adapted to this level of sugar? 500 years maximum.
Yeah,
Well,
and
how
I
long
was
have we been
wrong
exposed to
about that as well. Like, firstly, like, you hear all these authoritative carnivores like
Yes, go on.
Bart and
Right. Yes, Mr. Authoritative. Yes. No, I'm still a libertarian. I still couldn't give a shit what you do, son. And I'm still not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to suggest to you that you've got some choices, and here are the ramifications of the choices you might make. Nonetheless, you're still free to make your own choices. Quite unauthoritarian. So you can't even get that right.
Eddie, and they like repeat.
Again, Eddie. Eddie, did you hear that, Eddie Goki? Presume that's the Eddie that he means. You're an authoritarian just like me. Of course you are, just mini me, aren't you? Mini me. $1 million.
Oh, the isotope analysis. Do you look into isotope analysis? I mean,
Yes, I have done. As a scientist. Quite a bit. Which you haven't done because you're not one. See how that works? No? Okay.
it shows really.
Tell us what it shows, though, since you're such a scientist. And don't listen to me at all, boys and girls, because I'm authoritarian and also retarded and gay. Like, literally.
Good
stuff. I love it when someone's up to my standard on argumentation.
Animal dominant protein consumption. That's about it. Yeah. Like it doesn't report on carb consumption. And
That's
then what's
right. That's why they have other means to get to that. Different methodologies for different outcome variables to measure. Horses for courses. Of course, if you're a scientist, which you're not one of, you'd understand that. But since you're not, you don't.
interesting is you have a lot of the isotopes. It shows 20% of the protein from fucking tubers. And then if you do the math,
It doesn't actually specify tubers. So you don't even understand that.
that would be hundreds of grams of carbs from tubers a day in some cases. So
Right.
Well, I have done the math, and no, it doesn't add up to that at all. False. What an absolute bullshit.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you think that the tubers then were not like extremely more like fibrous and like
They were
I mean,
more
that's all
fibrous,
fatty
but
acids
they've
broken
always
down in your
had
colon.
they've also always had a pretty large starch element.
Yeah, no, that's false too. Who told you that, son? Who told you that?
Yeah, like they were more fibrous for sure. But and it's
You
also
said that already, and it was correct. Then you said something that was incorrect because you said so. Oh, okay. See how this is going?
interesting.
Starch.
It also
sure.
comes back to the idea: are we trying to replicate like what a human was eating when they were in the winter, like starving in the winter? I don't really.
less insulin.
No, but that just shows.
So, again, a complete segue to a really completely different topic. Sure, connected topic, but it's sweeping the attention away from the fact that you actually have no idea what you're talking about at all, son, whatsoever, and now waffling on, making authoritative statements about your knowledge of a field which you are not an authority in, and you actually don't have any knowledge in. You're making shit up.
Shows that, you know, like fibrous tubers were like a starvation food. So why are we trying to,
Right.
you know,
Well,
replicate
see,
that?
My whole thing would be like, you know, for example, it actually shows how rapid our genes adapt because
Hang on. What shows what? How in the purple fuck did you get to there? Suddenly now our genes change rapidly. No, they don't, still. There are genetic shifts and fits and starts, which are more rapid than the average glacial movement of genes over deep time. Sure. But once again, this is a boy spouting off opinions that are not based in any empirical data set or science whatsoever of any kind. Stunning, really.
for example, with dairy, in just a few thousand years, Europeans developed genes to harvest the sugar from dairy, lactase persistence, in just 2,000 years.
Yeah. So?
And that was 10,000 years ago.
Well, do you know that
So,
what's the mechanism for that gene proliferation? It's reproduction, right? But we have
Well, yes. But the correct label to apply to it is positive and negative selection pressure over generations.
one mutation, right? And then that spreads because people are more successful on it. That's not like just an adaptation out of nowhere. You have to have the mechanism with it. There's no mechanism for like Big Macs. Nobody's like, because milk obviously was an essential part of agriculture, so people who could consume it obviously they did better. And so of course that's being proliferated, but that's a mutation based off reproduction. It's not just like a adaptation because it knows our environment. Like,
But
at
it
humans,
was
it's not just like
but it
appearing.
was also a positive thing for the sugar specifically to be selected for though. So if sugar was like very glycating and damaging,
If sugar was very glycating and damaging, if that's the tenure of idiocy that we're dealing with here from this gay retarded individual.
it would make more sense for us to just consume the dairy and then have the sugar be undigested though as well.
What point do you think you just made? And how does that negate the point that was quite correctly made by Seed Oil Boy there? I'm confused. I wish I wasn't so easily confused. If only I was as smart as you are, Mr. Low IQ, I'd know what it was that you were saying. That would make sense. Because you say so.
The persistence of the lactase enzyme, that's not like universally true, because a lot of, like, most Asians don't do very well with milk. There's like a subsect of
Yeah,
Europe
because
that
they
most of us come from.
they didn't have enough time to adapt to.
And they had exactly the same amount of time as everybody else. But that didn't happen. Why not? Because the culture was different. They sought out different food sources. There was slightly different genetic drift, a little bit, in the sort of 11 to 13,000 years that we're talking about. What is your point?
Like,
How does this even come into the discussion? And why at this point? On the basis of what? I wish I wasn't so easily confused.
well, and also what's interesting is like
They didn't need to.
if you also
Marcus is laughing at you, Face IQ, because you are so fucking retarded, by the way, if you don't know that. That's why you're being laughed at. He's not laughing with you. He's laughing at you because you are a bona fide fucking retard. You're an actual low IQ dickwad. Aren't you? Incredible.
look at it from considering we've had a fair bit of time with not scarce food availability, you don't see when you look through the human past, nothing is really depicting that the sugar is like being selected against, right? As
Oh, really? Go on.
well, it's really being selected for.
Oh, there you go. Obesity and diabetes mellitus, for example, as well as heart disease and several other conditions, are actually adaptive. They're not disease processes born of an inappropriate diet consisting of vastly too much carbohydrate. They're actually adaptive, according to Mr. Retarded Gay Boy here. Good. Good. I'm glad you're here to educate us.
Consistently, like humans selected for more sugar, we selected for dairy, we selected for essentially everything with sugar.
Yeah, but that's just like people, have meth labs and create new drugs. Like, it's just, that's not really a good argument. It's just that's
It's not an argument at all. It's just nonsense from a bona fide retard.
appealing to people because of dopamine.
How is that analogous at all?
Because it's the same.
Because it's an addictive seeking out of an addictive substance that is contraindicated. That's how it's. If you can't understand that, Mr. Low IQ, really, seriously, it's time for you to shut your ridiculous fucking YouTube channel down. Tell your 175 retarded gay boy fucking supporters that they should go and follow Marcus if they don't like me, because he seems quite sensible. But he tells me he's 16. I don't think he really is, though, still. Are you still 16, Marcus? I doubt it. Anyway, the take-home message is you're as dumb as two short planks. You're as stupid as a box of rocks. Aren't you, Mr. Gay Boy? Mr. Retarded Gay Boy?
Stimulation of dopamine that they want it. It's not because it's healthy or it's
Why do
better
you
for
think
you.
why do you think a macronutrient stimulates dopamine?
Why do you think it doesn't?
Do you think it's just random?
Well,
like
for one,
just like a fruit?
the purpose of the fruit is to spread the plant seed, and the plant puts stuff in the fruit so that, for one, fructose blocks leptin because it wants you to eat more and keep spreading the seed, and then dopamine spikes because it wants you to keep more and keep spreading the seed. Like, we're talking about a mutual relationship where the plant wants something and we want something. So obviously the plant's going to put, in the food something that is going to trigger something else for us to keep coming back.
But ultimately, it's your body that decides if eating sugar releases dopamine. So you get the same dopamine from eating the sugar from honey or from dairy.
Again, so what is your point? You just said, previous to Marcus being quite correct about what he said, you just implied that sugar does not cause a dopamine response. Now you're accepting it absolutely does, and it doesn't matter what the form of sugar is, which is correct. God's sake. Wow, what a dumbass.
So that's our organism making that choice. That's not like a sneaky molecule.
Well, dude, this is like an example of this would be like reproduction. We have dopamine from reproduction, but then that doesn't mean that we justifies excessive porn use. And I think this is the same case with sugar. It's like, yeah, we obviously in the small amounts that we had available to us was been.
How much is excessive porn use, Mr. Seed Oil? According to whom, on the basis of what? Are you going to tell me you're into no fat now?
Beneficial because it's quick energy, but now we have this overabundance.
Wouldn't you even say the small amount available to us, like in what environment? Like in the tropics or in like
Any environment, bro. We lived in an ice age.
Do you think it was like when you look at the tropics during the glacial periods, it was still quite warm. It was just a bit drier.
Oh, you were there, were you? Fuck's sake. This goes from absolutely fucking ludicrous to unbelievable. Just about every time this retarded gibbon opens his fucking gob. All of the people that follow my channel that suggested to me for 1 second that this low IQ turd would have been a good individual to do a collaborative video with. Fuck is wrong with you? This is the dumbest motherfucker in the shed. And there's quite a few dumb motherfuckers in that shed, aren't there?
Sure, and what kind of fruits were available?
There was, firstly, plenty of honey, which was never tampered with. And then...
According to whom, on the basis of what? Again.
Well, the other thing that a lot of the carnivores say, like all the
carnivores, yes, every one of us, we all say the same thing.
Fruits were bred to be sweeter.
They are.
Actually a lot of species of fruit that were very sweet back then that have gone extinct.
So? Purple fuck has that got to do with anything?
So that's something I've also been looking into, like the whole idea of how limited glucose and fructose were in the past.
Yes, quite limited, it seems.
I think it's actually kind of BS what they propagate.
You just said, I think, which you don't. You're a turd without a single functioning brain cell, apparently. You are a dumb motherfucker. You are a silly little boy who is almost certainly gay and retarded.
With that too.
Not that being gay or retarded is a bad thing, but the second one is a good reason for you not to pretend you aren't online, because you really are.
There were lots of species of fruits that were sweeter, way sweeter than like watermelon.
Is that a question? It should be, because you weren't there, were you, son?
Is today that
neither have you read any science, clearly, or understood any of it.
That were naturally that way, not tampered with as well.
Again, according to whom, on what basis?
Why did they go extinct if people would have?
Ah, good. Now he's going to make some shit up the answer to a question that he can't possibly know the answer to. Science doesn't know the answer to that.
Feasted on it, because that's the natural selection of fruit.
Well, that was before agriculture, so we weren't like planting them. So that's just natural.
Well, yeah, I mean that just shows that humans weren't going out of their way to eat fruits. Like if we look at Amazonian tribes, they go hunting for days for animals. They don't, go looking in the forest for fruits. They barely even eat fruits in the Amazon.
Yeah, that's actually irrelevant though, isn't it? Really.
Like when you look at even a lot of the equatorial tribes in the early 1900s, I mean,
Again, were you there? What makes you think that what you've heard from somebody else or read somewhere is actually correct? before you even say anything about this.
They're 100% looking for honey. 100%. That's actually, like, when you look at surveys, that's reported as some of their second favorite food, or sometimes their favorite food.
Yeah, so what? People like sugar. They also like cocaine, as Marcus has clearly outlined. Ergo, cocaine is indicated because we like it. You really are absolutely destitute of intelligence, Mr. Low IQ. You are a dumb motherfucker. Really stupid. Sorry about that, not sorry.
Absolutely.
That has a
But do
value.
you think the availability equals how we have it now?
I'm not even concerned with the availability of what they desire. I think
Or common sense, or facts, or science, or an understanding of your place in the universe, your young age, your lack of wisdom, experience, and knowledge. Or even, standards, reasonable standards of decent behavior towards a fellow human being. Using the term gay as a term of derision, for example. Pathetic. Destitute. Probably quite disappointing for your entire family, your species.
I think that the fact they desire it is showing an intuition. So even if they could only find it, let's say once a month, but they're looking for it every day, well, that signaling is, well, if I'm trying to replicate being optimal as well, that would kind of signal, well, let's take a look at honey. Like,
So eat honey once a month on the basis that you've decided they could find it once a month, on the basis of absolutely nothing whatsoever.
what benefits might this have? So I think I totally see also a benefit to not being in a chronic ketotic state in the
Who said you should be in a chronic ketotic state? I never did. And carnivores are not. Any reasonably sensibly formulated carnivore diet is not particularly ketotic, and certainly not consistently. But again, I'm just absolutely mired by actual facts, actual science, actual wisdom and experience, and actual knowledge in the field. If only I could be as carefree and, well, retarded as you are.
the protein to leave ketosis. That's a whole nother story, by the way.
What the fuck has that got to do with the price of fish in China in 1965? Or any fucking thing else? Random segue to a completely unconnected topic.
But
I mean, again, we're not arguing for a chronic ketonic state.
That's right. Good. So fuck right off.
yeah, well, then you'll need carbs for at least, I'd say, it seems at least half of individuals will need them.
Gluconeogenesis doesn't exist, apparently. We've all been mistaken. Those of us who spent fucking decades in the science studying it. Every single fucking textbook ever written that has the thing in it. Nope. You need carbs to not be in ketosis. You absolute fucking retard. Wow.
So it's interesting, like, also if they're not indicated, like,
why
you
would
need
we
them.
need them?
Exactly. Why?
Because, like, even
Because you said so? Because you have an opinion, which is just like an asshole.
Bart K's friend, Coach Stefan, he
Ah, right. You mean Stephen?
actually proved the leaving ketosis with protein thing didn't even work for him. Actually,
When? Who are you talking about?
and
Wow.
Bart glossed over that pretty hard.
Says this boy, who likes to gloss things over, doesn't he? I mean, good.
He tracked his ketones for a whole week, and he didn't leave ketosis once, no matter how much protein he ate.
No, he took several repeated readings, which is a granular look at various different times and what his ketones were at that time. It was not a continuous area under the curve measurement. Ergo, your statement is not based in fact. It's a misapprehension. It's a miscomprehension of something you do not fucking understand. Boy.
That's
Well, it's
Bart's
not about
friend.
leaving ketosis. It's about giving a transient insulin bump, which signals
Yeah,
electrolyte
he didn't
signal to the kidneys.
even get a significant insulin. He got like, and by the
Same deal. Same argument. Same dismissal of your ridiculous nonsense turd.
way, being in
Well,
chronic
protein's definitely
ketosis.
insulinogenic.
Yeah, but being in chronic ketosis, even with
And even if what you're saying was correct with regard to Stephen, which it isn't because we don't have continuous monitoring going on there, what can we establish on the basis of n equals 1? Dickhead. I wish I wasn't so tied down by actual epistemological standards and actual logic, actual reasoning skills. They really hold me back from being able to say whatever the fuck I like because I want to. It's really a problem in my life that I can't be doing that. That and being gay and retarded because I eat meat. Stupid little cunt.
the insulin signaling, it still seems to have pretty bad effects. And there's a reason, you know, the Inuit
Again, on the basis of what, according to whom?
they
The Inuit now? Suddenly we're going to switch from Stephen to the Inuit. Good. What about the Inuit? Go on.
couldn't even stay in ketosis, right? Without
Well, that's because they've got a genetic snip, which makes it much more difficult for them to be in ketosis. And instead, they have another pathway that is utilized, which it seems, based on the assessment of those scientists that have done that work in that population, it seems to be an adaptive process to several things. Number one, the vastly higher amount of omega-3 oils in their diet. And number two, the cold. As such, a special population, not representative of the rest of humanity, and as such, not relevant to this discussion. No? Okay. Go on, though.
carbs, very little carbs. So
Yeah, that's a genetic mutation there.
yeah, so you know, with their
To the cold,
destitution of
it's
carbs, they
an
had
adaptation to the cold.
Well done, Marcus. Good lad. You're obviously not gay or retarded.
yeah, it is thermogenic. I mean, the omega-3s, they will also just do that, but you know, it's what I would ask kind of is we can
Do you speak any English at all? We know you don't speak sense. Do you actually speak any English?
all agree that eating only red meat is like pretty, it's very rigid and kind of boring. Like
No. Number one, we don't eat only red meat. It's 80% red meat and associated fat, and 20% other animals, ideally. Okay? Not rigid. It's vastly varied, widely varied. And as such, even if it wasn't, so what? See, the reason that we eat, boy, is so that we might live. It is not the other way around. And if your only source of variety and excitement in your life is different foods, I suggest you have a think about your life, frankly.
you're missing out on a lot of flavors people enjoy. I would almost ask,
Oh, well, let's all just hook into stuff we enjoy. Back to the cocaine again. I enjoy cocaine. I don't know. I've never tried cocaine in my life. I'm just saying. I probably would enjoy cocaine because I'm a hedonist. By not having cocaine, by being strictly about health and cocaine not being good for my health, and by me excluding cocaine on that basis, which is analogous to exactly the way I treat carbohydrates, ideally, when I'm behaving, I'm thereby missing out. And that's bad. It's bad that I'm not taking cocaine because this retarded Gibbon says so. Ah, good.
also reverse engineer it. What is the benefit you think you may be getting with that instead of eating like just kind of a whole food diet even?
Whole food? What's whole food? Well, meat and associated fat. The flesh of animals, preferably muscle meat, organs not required. Some organs you shouldn't overdo, like liver and fat. There we go. That's whole food. Plants are not food for humans. Plants are medicinal. Certain extracts from certain plants or certain plants as a whole, in the right circumstances, used in the right way, but they're not food.
Well, for one, you don't have the competition between fats and carbs.
Right, so the Randall cycle.
Can you address the Randall cycle?
No, he can't probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
There we go. This will be fun.
selection. The Randall cycle is just, I used to think there was like this super inherent harm with eating carbs and fats together.
Well, you were right when you used to think that, because there is. Yep, carry on.
But then you look at it, it's like that's just, again, propagated by the authoritative carnivores.
Ah, right, those authoritative ones. Those ones who are authoritatively fixated, absolutely fixated, completely inappropriately on the actual fucking science, the actual epistemology, the actual facts, the actual things determined by sensible, well-trained scientists who understand how these things go together. When what we should all be doing is following the arrogant, ignorant, vacuous opinion of little boys who think it's awfully clever to call people gay because they eat meat. You absolute fucking dickwad. Goodness gracious.
You know, the body can oxidize different fuels throughout the entire body, and
Yes.
the Randall cycle is just showing selection on a cellular basis.
Yes. So,
You
Well,
debate
it's not selection though. It's a fader. It's cross inhibition.
It's a slider.
Yeah, there are.
it's still a selection. It's just a selection that's variably passed through. So the fader analogy is correct, and it's again one that I put forward, and it's correct.
There's cross inhibition, but it's on a cellular basis. Like you can have.
It's on an individual mitochondrial basis. Two mitochondria right next to each other in the same cell might be doing the different things. That's possible too.
Your muscles burning fat at rest. Your brain can be oxidizing glucose.
Yep.
Oh, you can start. Your heart's burning fat at rest. Then your fucking penis is burning fructose. Like you can
Well, if you've got one,
have different tissues in the body burning different fuels at the
not everybody's got a penis. Did you know that?
same time. What I'd
I think he does know that.
argue is the Randall cycle is going to
Which you obviously understand much better than me. Obviously. Of course you do. That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Boy, child, dickwad. Of course you do. It's just my authoritarianism that doesn't let me accept that. But it isn't so.
be an issue when you're chronically overeating substrates in general with lots of sugars.
And what is it that would cause you to chronically overeat substrates? Dickhead. What would cause that? Goodness, I wonder whether it would be the cross inhibition mutually of carbs and fats, thus meaning while there's plenty of energetic substrate floating around, you can't optimally, ideally use either. Ergo, the ATP concentration in the cells drops. Ergo, the hunger signal is increased. Ergo, you eat more. One of the known effects of activating the Randall cycle. I wish I wasn't so hung up on facts, science, and demonstrable, repeatable observations. I wish I could just spout my ignorant opinion whenever I feel like it. That'd be much more fun.
Fats, especially PUFA, then I definitely see like an
Don't you
inherent
think
harm
60%
there.
of your diet being sugar is chronically overconsuming it?
Good question.
Considering like if you're not like putting on any more body fat whatsoever and it's what you're using at rest, I wouldn't see the argument for it.
So you don't understand glycation then? Given that it seems that your primary focus is on physical appearance, despite the fact that your camera's not running, why don't you go and have a look at a picture of Dr. Not really a doctor, that is, Paul Sallad, I don't know dick about fuck. Dr. Paul Sallad, I don't know who Bart K is. That guy. Have a look at photos of him or images of him taken about 5 years ago and taken today, and tell me there's no problem with that. N equals 1, I understand, sure, but it's an example. And while we're throwing out examples, N equals 1 as valid inferences, perhaps you should go and look at that one. No? Just me being logical again. There are other examples of the same. Did you know that I'm significantly older than not really a Dr. Gregor, who eats a lot of carbohydrate? That's interesting too, isn't it?
That being chronically overconsumed.
So you're offsetting the harms with exercise.
No, even at like rest, like let's say you're eating the appropriate amount of sugar and fat for what you use in a normal day.
And how much is that? According to whom? On what basis? Dickhead.
And like also what's interesting is like when you have really optimal
You stupid, arrogant little child. Go on.
ATP production and when you have everything working well, like the whole deuterium thing, that's another thing. It's like your body is very adept at perfectly regulating that. That's why
No, it isn't. Your body is not perfectly adept at managing deuterium. Falsehood.
that's normally a thing with deuterium. You see it become an issue with people who are like 70 because
No. False again. Who told you that?
they have super
But absolutely don't come and face me for a debate, though, boy, because I'm authoritarian. See how badly you've pronounced correct and unassailable? For a start, correct and unassailable is more than one word, authoritarian, and correct and unassailable has nothing to do with authoritarianism at all, because I'm still a libertarian. Carry on, though. You font of knowledge, you.
impaired ATP production, they can't properly regulate deuterium. So even that was like a mechanistic speculation, which
Good. I'm glad you know words like mechanistic speculation. Sad that you don't know how to apply them appropriately or correctly. Ridiculous spunk bubble.
I think is pretty foolish of myself.
Yes, foolish. You tell us all about foolishness, young man. I'm absolutely up for that. I'm all ears to hear about what's foolish. From a boy of your age who knows exactly dick about fuck, who has a severe arrogance problem, who thinks he knows more about science than, well, me, for example, and whose sole argument against what I've had to say seems to be I'm authoritarian and probably gay because I eat meat, and retarded for the same reason, apparently. Like, literally. Good. I wonder if he's going to say anything at all in this discussion that's actually worth hearing. I wonder.
Well,
That's also
What do you think
environmentally
causes
dependent though, because like when you have the sun and the the light and the heat in the tropics, that's deuterium depleted. But then people in the
I understand this. Yeah, I used
yeah.
You don't understand dick about fuck, sunshine. You absolutely don't. Demonstrably, clearly, absolutely. Sorry about that. Not sorry.
to subscribe.
I
to
mean,
this
yeah,
channel.
I know you understand. I'm just mentioning.
No, you fucking don't, Marcus. Don't give him credit he does not deserve. It only encourages these children.
It like at people in the
Yeah.
Arctic, that all the foods are very low in deuterium. It's low water. They do all of the water that they get. Most of the water they get is produced endogenously because they.
Is it just young people that can't stay on topic? Maybe it is. I don't know. In my day, we covered one topic off completely before we moved on to another one. Just me. Okay.
Have to have deuterium depleted water.
Well, they drink
because-
blood too, but yeah.
So?
Okay, yeah, but they do have
Well, I
quite a
get your
low.
point, yeah.
They do have quite a low water diet and a low deuterium diet for the most part, which kind of like it's matched to the environment, right? Because they don't have as many deuterium depletion mechanisms as someone in the tropics.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I think
Yeah, no, like definitely, I think. Good answer.
there's a gradient of how much carbs you should probably be eating based on your latitude generally.
Yeah, it was somewhere between none and, fucking none. Good,
But like,
ideally. Everyone, makes their own decision about how many carbs they actually do eat. I understand that. Not everyone's perfect. I understand that. I'm one of those that's not perfect myself. I've never claimed to be. But the ideal amount of carbohydrates for a human being to consume, apparently, based on actual observations, actual science, actual epistemology, none at all. Good. What's next?
Like even, Paul Saladino actually had pretty good literature on this. Like,
No. Paul Saladino, I don't know dick about fuck, is scientifically illiterate. Absolutely and completely, utterly. I have shown this, I don't know how many times in videos where I've debunked him attempting to read and interpret science papers and getting it so badly wrong, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for his ancestors, back generations, even the ones that are dead. They're embarrassed too about how badly Paul Saladino misinterprets science. One example, he showed us a paper in one of his videos which he purports to prove his point that he was trying to make, that the A1C test is absolutely sensitive to damage done by fructose, and we'll read that. And we would see it. Except the paper that he produced to absolutely prove that point said explicitly in simple English words that the exact opposite is true. For example, that's before you even get into any actual skills in interpreting statistical data sets, statistical analysis, all of that kind of stuff that I, for one, have studied for fucking decades. Tell us all about Paul Saladino and his expertise. Absolutely, I'd love to hear it. Because I'm so stupid.
When you analyze the meat the Inuit are eating, it's with the glycogen, it's actually like 20% carbs, which is interesting. So even in a very high latitude, I still see a place for a decent amount of carbs.
Well, if you ate nothing but the kind of meat that Inuit ate, living at a latitude that's away from the poles, you're probably going to find yourself being in a problem. Why don't you try that? N equals 1. Report back to us when you're dead. Because that might well happen. Might not too. I'll be very interested.
Like, the more you look into it, it's sort of like, what I'd also ask is, I guess, I'll just ask open-ended, like, what kind of puts you guys in an approach with zero carbs? Like, what?
There we go. Well, let me help. The exact requirement for carbohydrates, exogenous carbohydrates, in the human diet is not 1 single gram ever. The individual tolerance for carbohydrates before it reaches a toxic threshold in any given individual varies a bit between individuals, absolutely. It's a non-zero value for most people, sure, but it's not a very high value. Carbs will start to rear their ugly head in terms of problems associated with the consumption of those carbs at a very low level in most people. Ergo, a generalized comment aimed at the middle of the bell-shaped curve would be that a rational and sensible approach would be to abstain from the unnecessary intake of anything that could potentially pose a problem. Eat that which is necessary for life. Meat and fat. Muscle meat and fat, that is. That's rational, isn't it? Your arguments around why carbohydrates are required are irrational, fallacious, means incorrect. I know you like big words. Okay? Incorrect. Your formulation is wrong. You do not need any carbohydrates in your diet. Not 1 gram ever still. Okay? You eat as many carbs as you like, though, Mr. Low IQ. I couldn't give 2 fucks. It's absolutely no skin off my dick what you do. Are we getting somewhere? I don't know.
Why is that?
I'm not saying zero carbs.
I didn't. Yeah, me either.
I mean,
There you go. Good. So fuck right off.
Oh, okay. Because when
I just think that it's a way overshoot for 60% of your carbs, your energy coming from carbs.
That's right. So there's a big difference between a few carbs, a very few carbs, and 60% of your intake. Yes. Nobody's going to argue that that's not a very different thing. At least nobody with a brain cell.
Why?
You can't predict when someone might experience mental distress, but you can be ready with the confidence.
Because, I mean, there's no biological precedence. We clearly have, like, again, insulin raises, that suppresses glucagon, which is the hormone that drives your gluconeogenesis. So it's like a drug, right? You take a drug, releases dopamine, then you're producing less dopamine naturally. So you start being carb reliant, then in between meals, suddenly you're grouchy, you have low blood sugar. I mean, it's necessarily suboptimal to any kind of, I mean,
That's right, because any intake of any bolus of carbohydrates is always going to be more carbohydrates than you need at that time. That's always, assuming you are not a type 1 diabetic, going to cause an insulin spike. And insulin spiking is absolutely problematic over time. It's not even hard to put this together.
just convenience, really. Just on that point alone.
It's interesting, like, they have all this evidence on how
They have all this evidence. Who's they, Sunshine? And what evidence are you referring to?
sugar, it releases the same pathways as cocaine, which is interesting. That should actually be a sign that it's something to look at if a macronutrient's doing that. But what's interesting is fat does the same thing, and it's context dependent on what you're hungry for. So things that are good for us from foods, like sodium, from salt, the toxic fucking rock, that
Again, shows the level of individuals that you're listening to, dickwad. Salt is rock.
gives you the same.
Yeah, again, he's not laughing with you. Dick fuck. Shit stain. He's laughing at you because you are a ridiculous fucking buffoon. Well done, Marcus.
Positive signals as well, right? So as does fat, as does sugar, as does protein. So the whole sugar addict thing, it's a really interesting term. People call people who eat sugar addicts when they're enjoying a nutrient for them.
Sugar is not a nutrient.
Same with fat. Are you guys meat addicts? No, it's what you should be eating, so.
I thought we should be eating carbohydrates, which is it?
Well, but insulin, your highest insulin spike determines your appetite for the rest of the day. So of course, consuming sugar makes you crave more sugar.
We'd have to dig into that as well.
Do you disagree?
A lot of I do.
On what basis? Because what he said was fundamentally correct, demonstrably, repeatedly, unequivocally. The association he's just outlined is a known association based on science. I hope you're not going to let me down, seed oil boy, by telling us that seed oils are good.
I really do. What's interesting is just I always used to talk about how with meat and fat, eventually it stops tasting good.
That's your body telling you it's got enough nutrient on board and stop eating. Amazing how these signals work, isn't it?
The same with, if I go grab some orange juice and I haven't drank or eaten for the day, at first it's super, whoa, refreshing and sweet. It's amazing. I get to, I drink half a liter of it. Now I'm kind of done. I'm good.
Well, with sugar, you can eat fruit for so long without being satiated, and you just crave more and more, but you don't really want to eat it because you feel like shit. Like the fiber is already rotting in your gut and everything, and you feel.
Fruit juice and also.
No, I'm just saying you could feel.
Well done for not letting him talk over you then.
You get brain fog from the sugar, whatever fiber rots in your gut, you feel bloated. But you can you still want to eat it. You don't feel satiated. At least in my case, when I eat fruit, it's I want to keep on eating it, even not anymore really.
That's probably because you're so also deficient in sugar.
No.
Ah, yes, of course, you're deficient in sugar. Because there you go. I knew it would be something simple like that. Oh my God.
No,
How can you be deficient in something the exact dietary requirement for which is not 1 single gram ever? How does that work? I wish I wasn't so hung up on facts, logic, science, discipline, and epistemology. That way I, just like you, dickwad, could make up all sorts of crazy shit because I feel like it. I don't know, eating meat is gay and retarded, and people are sugar deficient. Of course we are. Good.
Not really anymore. I'm talking about back when I was kind of when I was like, doing, you know, like kind of what you're recommending now. Like I had a lot of fruit juice and fruit and such, and I could just keep on eating fruit. But eventually I would stop, not because I don't want to eat it anymore, just because it made me feel worse and worse the more I ate.
I wonder why.
So you guys lowering your blood sugar makes you crave more exogenous carbohydrates to bring that back up, right? That's the mechanisms.
Again, that's a known mechanism, a known association. That's not even a question, but I bet this guy's going to question it.
Very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
the
it makes
whole
you
like
With leptin as well.
the whole insulin, like insulin overcorrects, then you need to eat more sugar. That whole theory is mostly from like French fries, you know.
Oh, you absolute fucking retard. My God. Are you seriously going to sit there and question what's just been put in front of you? The consumption of sugar causes an overshoot in insulin. Fact, that will drag your blood sugar lower than it was before you took in the sugar bolus. Fact. And your answer is, oh, that's just on French fries. Oh my God. Wow.
It's not, and it's interesting. Like if you look at, if I myself speak as an n=1, I'm totally satisfied after eating a few fruits, and that's something
I bet you are.
I think there's an adaptation to that as well. That if you come from carnivore, you'll probably eat you'll want like 400 grams of sugar at once because you haven't had it in so long. But
oh, that makes sense. Obviously, because you said so.
yeah.
No, honestly, now that I've basically just been eating meat, if I eat fruit, it'll be like a couple, I don't know, 25 grams of carbs, and then I'll be like done. Like I wouldn't really want to eat it more. Like I'm really not sugar addicted
you are
at all.
describing this. Yes, you are describing this like pretty healthy relationship with it.
Yeah, but what I was saying before, when I used to eat it consistently, it was like keep on going until I feel like terrible, and then I'll just stop because I don't want to feel terrible, not because I'm not hungry anymore, not because I don't crave it anymore. But now it's like what you described, which is different.
So I'll go back like from your guys' perspective.
Your guys's, yeah.
So what is the perceived benefit from only kind of eating red meat?
Again, that's not what anyone is suggesting, because there's still fat and it's still crucial that you eat the associated fat as well, and potentially some additional fat too, depending on your particular requirements for so-called energy. The benefits of not eating carbohydrates are, one, you don't have those problems associated very clearly and mechanistically with the intake of contraindicated unnecessary carbohydrates, which we've just been talking about. Two, you don't get the unnecessary fiber and plant toxins that you're going to find in plants, which are a thing. And it seems like people that step away from the carbs tend to have an improvement in their life in every respect, just about. It's very rare for someone to have any other experience unless they did it wrong and they never really were a carnivore. That's just a little joke.
Also, guys, by the way,
blood sugar
in terms of my voice, I just woke up, by the way, so you know, we gotta lock in.
But you didn't just wake up though, because it's 25 minutes and 54 seconds after this live stream started in your time. Just stop fucking lying.
Good morning.
And anyway, who gives a fuck what your voice sounds like?
Yeah.
What's more important is whether what you have to say with that voice is worth hearing and is indicated and is sensible. The answer is no, it's not. You're an absolute fuck splat. You're an asshat. You're a mindless, vacuous, ignorant fucking imbecile with an ego problem. And you also can't tell when someone's doing character acting, pretending to be ever so angry with you. I couldn't give a shit, child. Still, This is just for entertainment value for my viewers who love it for some reason. Don't you, boys and girls? Right, let's slag these cunts off some more. Well, this one cunt. The other two cunts aren't too bad.
So, like, here's my thing. Here's
your thing.
Here's how my perspectives change as well. Let's say I even gave you guys that carnivore would be, by the way, I don't think this to be clear, but even if it would be a little bit healthier, I still think it's like a super gay way to live.
Ah, there you go. Back to the gayness. Super gay. There's no point watching any further of this. I think we've got as far as we need to get with this. I think we all understand exactly what the problems are here. Number one, a little boy with a very serious ego problem, actually a midwit who is pretending to be part of the intelligentsia when he's actually as dumb as two short planks, spouting off opinions that he's formed on the basis of fuck knows what, because he feels like it, unable remotely to stay on topic even for more than even half a sentence, like literally, and wants to put forward homosexuality as a term of derision as to a reason why someone shouldn't eat meat. For goodness sake. What an absolute fucking imbecile. Why would any of you that are subbed to this absolute fucking cunt stain be subbed to this absolute fucking cunt stain? What value do you get from listening to this mindless fucking buffoon ramble on with all the experience of a child, a mental midget, and someone with absolutely no fucking credentials of any kind behind him whatsoever? What the fuck is wrong with you people? Those of you that are subbed to this absolute midwit. And why did any of you think that he would be a reasonable person to do a collaborative video with me? This dickwad doesn't qualify to lick my fucking boots. He's the dumbest fucking motherfucker in the shed. He really is. I'm disappointed in you people that thought he wasn't. That's all from Bart today. Join me next time when someone will be wrong on the interwebs, because it doesn't look like slowing down, doesn't it? I'm done. I've had enough. See you later. Bye-bye.